Morning viewers, working on the 2016 Kia Optima. Originally the car had an accident in the front and the casing for the transmission was broken, so they had to replace the transmission. The car has 50,000 miles on it, and he said after that it has drivability issue on second. When it's stuck on second, RPM goes all the way up to 4 or 5 and the car doesn't shift or something like that. So we're checking it today. And also we have a vehicle stability control light on. We have a check engine light on, and we have a couple of other lights, not important right now. So I did scan the vehicle, and we have 2 codes, and I think they are a good direction. We have a code, although it's a history, but that doesn't mean it's not valid. It's a transmission fluid temperature sensor, A circuit input high. Definitely that will affect the drivability and the shift smoothness of the transmission. And the other code we have in the ABS, C1260-02, active code, steering angle sensor, circuit signal. He said that he replaced the airbag, I think, and he replaced the steering angle sensor also. So we need to see if we have to calibrate this. And yeah, I want to do the, should I do the angle sensor first? Yes, I want to see if we can save the used one that he put. So in the ABS section, we have steering angle sensor calibration. Let's try this. Condition straight. The front tire, I already did arrange the steering wheel at the center position. Oh, that's an issue. Ignition on, engine stop. Motor drive. Alright, what should I do? Should I let me talk to the owner, see if they want to open this and put the wheel straight before I calibrate the sensor. Or what I can do, I can put it straight and calibrate it, and then they have to do alignment to the vehicle. This came back from talking to and he said they changed the K-frame. I thought that they had played with the center of the steering, and he said no, they changed the K-frame. That's why the tires are off center. So they're going to do alignment. What do? I went to live data and I wanted to see if that sensor works, and it does work. So what we're going to do, we're going to make it straight here and do the calibration. Special function. Oh, my bad. And they have to do alignment to the vehicle as soon as possible. All right, we're doing this. I'm trying to avoid glare. Reset. Are you sure? Ignition on, engine off? Yes. No. Now ignition on. Conditions are not met. Was the engine. Okay, reset. What conditions are not met? Let me see. What do we have? Strain the front tire. Okay, that's, I think it's sensing. Arrange the steering wheel at the center position. Ignition on. Engine stop. At the, okay, let's see if we have the MDPS What was it, sorry? We have a power steering module. Let's go over here, see if we can do it here. No. No, this is tests. Power seats. Alright, so we have the EPS, electric power steering, special function, steering angle sensor, okay, ignition engine, steering angle sensor can perform this function when and ignition on, engine running. Alright, turn the steering wheel to straight position and press OK. Initializing complete. After ignition to off position, wait for 15 seconds. Then turn ignition to on position and press OK. Okay, we have a blinking steering light off. We're gonna have to wait for 15 seconds, then turn ignition to on position, then click OK. Check if the steering angle sensor is within minus plus 5. It was minus plus 50, I think. 45, 50, that's what it was. So we have to count 15. 15, okay. Now we put the key on and we press OK. Alright. Did that do it? Let's go to live data and see if we have steering angle sensor. I think it did it. It says 0. Let me start it. Yep. Right here. We are straight. Light stop blinking. Alright. Now I want to delete that code in the ABS. So that's something we learned today. Trouble code. Sensor circuit signal. Okay. Put the key on. Clear code. Yes. Yes. Code cleared. Cycle the key. Start the car. Alright, the VSC light is gone. Now we have to deal with the check engine light. Alright, that code should disappear. It disappeared. Now we have the automatic transmission code. Alright, for that one, that's what I like to see. Now the code is active. P0713 is active. Transmission fluid temperature sensor A circuit input high. I think it was history because the car, I didn't start the car. It was on only. I want to go back here, go to live data. See if we have an input for the, transmission fluid. Oh, right here. Oil temperature sensor. But is that the engine oil or the transmission oil? 176. We have to watch to see if it's gonna go up or not. We're almost at operating temperature over there. I should have looked at this when the car was cold, but I don't think it's moving. 176. Or I might turn the car off and wait for it to cool down a little bit. See, like 10 minutes. I'm gonna do that. 10 minutes. Turn the car off. 10 minutes, and then come back after 10 minutes, see what's that value. Well, it's been more than 10 minutes, and I used that time to look for some information which I want to share with you guys. These are the conditions, but here, fail-safe sustained by fixed value 80 Celsius, approximately 176. I think that's our number. And detect 5 seconds, 2 driving cycles. Now here there's a procedure. There is a chart, actually. You can look at it. It says here, measure resistance between pin number 39 minus terminal and pin number 59 plus terminal of PCM TCM harness connector. I think this is wrong. Why? The reason why we are checking the temperature and comparing we are checking the resistance and comparing it to the temperature. So the oil temperature sensor, pin 913 at the transmission, and pin 4892 at the PCM, and none of these here is 3959. So I think that 3959 is wrong information. The right one is 4892 at the PCM. Which connector it is? Should be, what, does it have one connector? It probably does. But here, and I'll show you guys soon, why 913 and why 4892 also. So you check the resistance and then comparing it to the temperature. Now this is the location of that sensor, and unfortunately it is inside the oil pan and on the valve body, I think. So the oil pan, transmission oil pan, has to come off in order for us to get access to that transmission temperature sensor. And this is some, procedure if you want to do it using the KDS or GDS. We're using the auto in our case. We watch the oil temperature sensor, the RPM, and the gear position. And there's another one from terminal connection inspection. Basically says you have to check your wiring and terminals. And here, these are the two connections, the two connectors, sorry. And here, pin number 9, it says oil temperature sensor minus, and 13 oil temperature sensor plus. And here in this PCM connector, we are going to 48 oil temperature sensor minus and 92 oil temperature sensor plus. And let's put the key on and go live data. Oil temperature sensor minus 40. All right, let's start it. There you go. It jumped right to 176. So minus 40, that's nothing. That's just a 0. It jumped right to 176. That's the same number. So based on this, possible causes: poor connection, faulty transmission fluid temperature sensor circuit, or faulty transmission fluid temperature sensor. So just because the car had a transmission swap, so I think And they said they had the old transmission. I asked them if they have the old transmission. They said yes. So I think it might be a either a connector or broken wire while installation. So we need to have access to that wiring, that connector, to take a look at it. So I went under it. I couldn't find the plug, but it's right there, I think, and under this hose. I removed that piece, which is two 10mm bolts, and I removed this hose, this air hose, from the throttle body to here, and I just put it out of the way. So that's our connector right there, and I'm leaning towards breaking the wire or harness fitment. That's a problem. When I do my testing, I'm gonna have to disconnect this harness. But what we can do, we can put the key on and watch our sensor temperature number on the scanner and wiggle this harness, see if it changes to the regular value. Let's do this. Well, we're gonna have to abandon this idea because this default value -40 Fahrenheit won't come on until, like, the actual reading won't come on until we start the vehicle. I don't want to warm up the vehicle. We probably can for a little bit. Let's try it. So 176. We're still at 176. Here. So first, we remove the engine harness just to I'm moving it, pushing on it. Nothing is happening. He's still at 176. Two 10mm that holds the air box here, and be careful when you push it away, don't break this. Now you have a better look at the harness right there, and I want to disconnect it. You have to push. I'll show you when I take it out. One more harness to take out: the transmission rate sensor, and this harness. This is the main harness, transmission harness. This is a lock for it. You push this piece and you pull this up. This is the harness, and I released this tab, this black one that was over there, to have extra length for that harness when I do my checking. Now we're gonna do continuity between these pins and this one here, and also we're gonna locate the two pins. What was it, 9 and 13 for the sensor, and test it over there. Or everything is DIY. You can do this in your garage. You don't have to take it to the mechanic. Again, you push and you release the lock for this harness, and same thing with this one. And this is the harness that we're dealing with, this one, the one towards the windshield, and it's upside down. This pin is the bottom right, is pin number 1 and 21. So coming back to the computer, it is actually the same way we have it, 1 to 21. So we have pin 48, which is the minus, with let's come here, 48. All right, so 1, 21, 21, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48 right here. 48 is right here. Need to put my, I have my DVOM on continuity. Alright, again. So I have it on 48 on this side, and we need to locate 9. Pin number 9 on this harness is the minus side of it. So we should have continuity between that pin number 9. So it's this way. It is this way. It's upside down, and I think it says on it. Hold on, I need lights. And the other lights here. So 9 should be, it's upside down, and it should be like this, I think. Yep. So 9 is this one right here. This is 1 to 4, and then the big one is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The last one, second row, last one on the left. All right. And we do have continuity between those two pins. All right, let's check the other one. By the way, I forgot to mention, I disconnected the battery earlier before I did all of that. Now we are on 92 and 13, and we do have signal. We have continuity. We have 2 ohm. I forgot to look at the reading on the other one. Three ohm of resistance. It's weird. I think this pin is loose. All right. What I'm doing right now, I'm feeling the terminals, see if they have a drag. I'm using this kit that I bought. I haven't reviewed yet for you guys. So this is pin number 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then was it 13? Yeah, this is hard. You see, when I move my hand, there you go. It has a snap to it, and that one a little less, but it's still okay. And again, this vehicle is 50,000 miles. This is probably the first time somebody gets to this harness. What I'm going to do, I'm gonna blow a little bit of air, although it's clean over there. Oh, I forgot to do this also. Let's see if you guys in the picture. So we're gonna do the drag test here again. We said 48, this is 42. 48 is right here. Alright. Yeah, we have a good drag. And 48 and pin 92. 92, this is 84. 92 is right here. Yeah, it has a good drag. No, I don't think it's a pin fitment. All right, I want to show you guys something cool. The kit I will review later, and talking more to the customer. It's a collision center, so here's a similar vehicle, similar transmission, and we have the privilege to see what's inside. This is the sensor, and they said what they did, actually I got the story wrong. I misunderstood what they said. They didn't change the transmission, they changed the transmission oil pan, because the accident was in the front right here. They changed the kit from the bottom, so they changed the K-frame on it, and they changed the transmission oil pan. So if the hit got to the transmission oil pan, I think just because this piece is right here in the front, I think it might had a damage to it and they didn't notice it. And this is actually holds the terminals for the solenoids. This is the valve body, and unfortunately, let me go get a light show you guys. So right here, you see how the harness go in? There's a 10mm over there, or a store, I'm not sure, or Allen key, but it goes sideways and it goes up to the connector for the harness over there, this one. So in order for you to replace this, you're gonna need to remove the valve body, unfortunately. So that's what they are trying to avoid. And there's one more check to do, and to call this piece. They said they called the dealer and this is $229, and again, it's not the price. I told them to buy it, but problem is the replacement of it. So they have more Kias and they use them for parts. They said worst scenario case, they have a quote from a mechanic to replace the whole transmission from this one to the other one for $450. So I think that's their best option at this moment, because they had asked me if I want to do the job, if I want to open that transmission oil pan and get to that piece, terminal, whatever you want to call it, harness, plastic harness, or anyways, to repair it. And I don't know if I want to do this. And of course, if I do, they're going to expect less than $450. They're gonna save themselves a transmission on the from the other car. They're not gonna put it here. They're gonna save this transmission, but I don't know. We'll see. Everything looks clean over there. No dirt, no nothing inside that would prevent the harness from sitting correctly. So let's do one more last check here. The last check we do is continuity / resistance check on these two pins. 9 would be, if you're looking at it this way from the battery side, not the top row, the second one, the last pin, and 13 is the row under the pin before the last. 9 and 13, and you put your DVOM on continuity and you check. There is no continuity. There is an open in that wire inside the transmission, that cable. This one needs that piece definitely. I think we're done here. I am calling that piece. I'm gonna let them know and give them the option to choose whichever way they want to go. But for us, we're done, and it was a interesting case to work. And again, you don't have to. All I did is I used my DVOM. I didn't use no fancy tools. You can do this in your garage, and it's easy to do, quick to do. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification button for more videos. I have really interesting cases coming to the channel. Thanks a lot. I really appreciate it. Here's a little bonus footage on that vehicle that I showed you guys. I'm on pin 9 and 13, and we should have 2.6 kilo ohm, 2.6 kilo ohm. And there's a little cover, this little piece that covers the sensor back. And if you take it out, there's an idea what you can do. You can, with a continuity test, you can check which one of these 2 correspond to 9 and 13 up there, and I'm gonna do that for you guys so you guys use it as a reference if you want to repair it. If we ever gonna repair the other one, what I can do, I can check over there, see which line we have the cut in it, and then bring a ribbon like this. All I have to do is bring a ribbon like this that would take heat and moisture and oil, especially heat, and run it externally to probably, like, if the cut is here, we can run it to here. I don't know, I'm just thinking out loud here with you guys, but yeah, that's what it is, 2.4 kilo ohm. Alright, so I disconnected pin 9 and kept pin 13. Show you guys right there. And right here, trying to do everything with one hand. If I'm on here, I get that reading, which is 2.3 kilo ohm. So with this one I should read 0.3 ohm. So the one on the left, if you're looking at it this way, the one on the left, my bad, the one on the left is pin 13, the one on the right, pin 9. 13 and 9. Thanks for watching.